What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, did an interview with PBC Podcast and made some interesting comments. He revealed that he tore his tricep muscle during the fight. He also said that wasn't him. You know, he don't want to make a lot of excuses, but he said you can look at how he performed in the first Fury fight and how he performed in the second Fury fight, and it was night and day. He said that wasn't him. He don't want to make a lot of excuses. He felt that he was a mummy out there. You know, he said it wasn't him, basically. He said it was a lot of snakes in the grass in his camp leading up and during that fight. And he has got rid of those. He's cut the mold, cut the cancer out of his inner circle, and he's ready to move on, man. He also revealed that he's going to have 2 new people in his camp. Now, he said one guy that's always been in previous camps, you know, going back and forth here and there in his previous camps, but will take a more significant role in this camp. And he said he's got another guy he's going to bring into the camp. Now, it's been a lot of speculation it could be George Foreman, but he did reveal also that he's talked with George Foreman and that he plans to meet up again with George Foreman and maybe go out there and talk to him one-on-one and get some inside boxing knowledge from the great George Foreman, out of Fifth Ward, Texas. He says that. So maybe he doesn't look to bring in George Foreman as far as an official trainer, but he will be going there to try to get some tips from George. But they say he's going to bring in 2 new guys. So that's going to be a lot of speculation on who he tends to bring in. You know, so, will it be George Foreman, or will it be just that he's going to go out there and visit with George and get some inside knowledge with George Foreman, one-on-one basis with George Foreman, and that'll be what that entails between the relationship and between him and George Foreman as far as getting ready for the Tyson Fury trilogy. Or will he look to bring in a trainer, an official boxing trainer? You know, there's been a lot of names circulated around, people that they say could be coming into Deontay Wilder's training camp. Buddy McGirt's name has been mentioned. Naseem Richardson, but I think he's been battling an illness, so that might not happen. Ronnie Shields, Manny Robles. There's a lot of guys that could probably be bringing into his camp. Some other guys, maybe Derek James could be that. There's a lot of guys you can see. Maybe Bo Mack. The trainer of Terrence Crawford. I'm mentioning all these people, ain't telling them. I know you're like, who are these people? But let me start mentioning the people who they train. Buddy McGirt, he's trained a lot of great fighters. Manny Robles trained Andy Reid when he's pulled the upset and knocked out Anthony Joshua. Derek James trains Errol Spence Jr. and Jermell Charlo. Naseem Richardson trained at the Hall of Fame fighter in boxing, Bernard Hopkins. He also trained Sugar Shane Mosley. So these are some of the trainers that has been mentioned as possible guys that Deontay Wilder be looking to bring into his camp and train him and get him ready for the Tyson Fury trilogy. He also says that they asked him about what he felt about what Tyson Fury said in an interview previously, that Deontay Wilder was easy work. Deontay Wilder didn't put up a big fight, and he was surprised how he was easily able to defeat Deontay Wilder in the rematch. And Deontay Wilder basically said, look, I ain't got too much to say on that. There's some things that happened that I will reveal at a later time involving Tyson Fury. Basically alleging that Tyson Fury did a lot of shady things leading up to that fight and during that fight that he don't want to mention. But he says you will see the real Deontay Wilder, and he will become the 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. He just said he just been spending a lot of downtime, spending time with his family, recuperating from the surgery. Like I said earlier in the video that he had a torn tricep muscle that happened during the Fury fight, and he's rehabbing that, and he's been getting catered to. Cater to you, like the Destiny Child them say. Destiny Child made that song Cater to You. They say he's been catered to by his fiance and his kids, and he say he's just been living the life of a king, man. He says, not only that he's a champion in the ring, but he's a champion outside the ring. He might not have the title, heavyweight title right now, but he's a champion in life. That's what Deontay Wilder. He seems like he's in good spirits, man. A lot of people are like, oh, we haven't heard from Deontay. He's depressed. He ain't talking. You know, a lot of people been taking shots at him. Dillian White, you know, he been taking shots at him. You know, Eddie Hearn, a.k.a. Eddie the Con Artist, been taking shots at him. You know, Tyson Fury been taking shots at him. You know, all the AJ fans have been taking shots at him. You know, they were just waiting for this day for Deontay Wilder to suffer his first loss so they can rain down on him. And basically telling Deontay Wilder to step aside and stuff like that. And Deontay Wilder said in the interview, he says, I'm a champion, man. You know, you look at my resume. Have you ever known me to step aside and not take a fight or duck a fight? You never known me to do that. You know, I offered AJ $50 million, 50-50 pay-per-view on the back end. And, you know, I was willing to take that fight when AJ was the #1 heavyweight. I was willing to go fight him in the UK for $15 million flat fee. So you just look at my resume. You know, Eddie Hearn tried to throw Dillian White in the mix. You know, and I said, yeah, I'll fight Dillian White. Pay me to make it worth my while to go fight him in the UK, even though I'm the champion. Go fight him in his backyard. But I also put on that contract that if I defeat Dillian White, I get Anthony Joshua next. And Eddie Hearn said, nope. As old Red said in Friday, when Debo said, you want some of this, old man? Nope. And that's what Eddie Hearn said. Nope. Didn't want to do it. So just check his track record, man. Deontay Wilder ain't never tried to duck no fight. And anybody who thought that he'd be willing to step aside is crazy. You buying into the Eddie Hearn propaganda machine that he always running every time he does an interview. They're always trying to sell something, and people buying it time and time again, and ain't nothing but a bunch of BS and smoke and mirrors. But they fall for it time in and time again. People so gullible around here, it's a sad thing to see and sad thing to watch. But it is what it is. But Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, the rematch, is tentatively slated to take place October 3rd. It should be an interesting matchup. I think Deontay Wilder is going to come back more energetic. He's going to let his hands go. You're going to see more of a Deontay Wilder in the first fight than you saw in the second fight. Deontay Wilder's going to probably come in around 215, 220. That's probably his ideal weight. Don't come in at around 230 pounds like he did for the second fight. He's a guy that's a very lanky, tall guy. He's got a basketball body. He doesn't need to be trying to put on extra weight. He is what he is. He's very athletic, the most athletic heavyweight boxer in the division today. He just needs to use his athleticism, use his unorthodox, and let his hands go, because it doesn't matter how the fight playing out or how the fight's going, who's winning, who's losing. He's got the greatest equalizer in the history of the sport. And once he lands that right hand, it's good night out ring. You know, you ain't got to go home. You got to get the hell up out of here. It's over. It's a done deal. It's a done deal when he lands that right hand. And it's just a matter of time in all his fights up until the last Tyson Fury fight. It was just a matter of time before he landed that right hand. And when he landed, people went to sleep. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what transpired. But that's one thing he need to do. One good thing he did doing the second fight was he was able to use that jab and use the jab to the body. He just needs to get more consistent with the left hand overall, man. You know, use it not only with the jab, but use the left hook and get Tyson Fury that who's going to be so concentrated on that right hand and make him pay for concentrating on that right hand by throwing left hooks up top and left hooks to the body. That's one thing I change up. And another thing, you know, Tyson Fury's going to try to charge him again and make him fight off the back foot. He's got to meet force with force and hold his ground and throw punches and make Tyson Fury hesitate to just try to barge in like that. Tyson Fury is going to try to get him on the ropes and make it rugged. He's learned a lot of WWE tactics as far as wrestling and using his body weight to kind of wear down Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder has got to not allow that to happen. You know, as soon as he tries to grab and hold, he needs to try to spin out of that grab and push Tyson Fury off of him. Spin out of it if he tries to grab him and turn the tide and make sure, and now he's on the ropes and now you can let your hands go. Or either that or there's a way you can do it when a guy's trying to grab and hold, stuff like that. You got to resist that hold. You know a guy that's really great in negating somebody that's trying to hold? Terrence Bud Crawford. Guys try to hold him, he pushes them off of him. He got a great great way of doing that as far as keeping a guy away from him when he's trying to grab and hold. Once he got you hurt, a lot of guys try to hold Terrence Crawford, and he refuses to let a guy hold him. He's able to push him off with both hands, and that's what Deontay Wilder's got to probably learn to do in training, man. Somebody's got to teach him that. You need to bring in a trainer, if he doesn't have a trainer already in camp, to kind of show him different wrestling tactics and stuff like that. When a guy if a guy tries to grab you, especially if you got him hurt, this is what you do to keep the distance between you and him and push him off on where he can't able to grab you. It's a tactic that you got to do, and you got to learn that, and you got to work on that in sparring. Sparring ain't just about throwing punches, throwing left hands, right hands, combinations, jabs to the head, jabs to the body, left hooks, right hooks, and stuff like that. It's about other things, but just besides that. It's about, when an opponent does this, you got to have a counterpoint to when they do that. And that's one of the things that he got to learn when he gets ready for this third Tyson Fury trilogy. So we'll see what happens, man. That's just what it is. Deontay Wilder seems like he's in good spirits, unlike what people try to portray him. And they were like, oh, he's MIA, he's missing in action, he's depressed, why he's not talking? The Bronze Bomber has been silenced. Nah, man, he's just been taking care of himself, taking care of his family, quarantining, doing, basically isolating himself like all Americans should be doing right now. And he's just getting ready for that Tyson Fury rematch. Now, he did say that he would start training in mid to late May. That's what he'll be starting training for the Tyson Fury 3 match at the end of 2020. So that's what he did just say. Now, like I said in the video, October 3rd is a tentative date, but it could get pushed back to that. But that's the date they're looking at. But we just got to see how this pandemic will be playing out in the next months or so, and see what everything goes as far as sports in general go. When some of these sports start coming back. And once that happens, if they do fight, will they be fighting in front of huge crowds, or will they be fighting in a studio where it's just the fighters fighting and the people that are involved in the boxing event? We'll have to wait and see how it plays out, man. But Deontay Wilder, letting everybody know he ain't going nowhere. He said he's going to become a 2-time heavyweight champion, and then we can all get back to our regular scheduled programming. He basically said everything will return back to normalcy, as he is a heavyweight champion of the world who holds the most prestigious belt in the heavyweight division. That's the green belt. That's the WBC belt. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what transpires, man. Leave your comments in the comment section what you thought about the Deontay Wilder interview on PBC Podcast. What you think about that? What you think about the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder trilogy? You think Deontay Wilder has a chance? Do you think that the stuff that he mentioned in the interview was legitimate reasons why he didn't perform up to his capabilities, or you think it's going to be more the same as it went down in the second fight, Tyson Fury dominating Deontay Wilder and stopping Deontay Wilder? Let me know what you think in the comment section. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.